Like say now, we're okay. We're gonna start in a few minutes. Just waiting for more people to attend.
Maybe now, like people can hear me. Yes, I think the people can hear me. So yes, for everybody, like we are like setting up the stream. We're connecting our Twitter as well. So we are just waiting for a few minutes, and then we will start. Yes. Okay.
That's it. No, now there are like actually more people, like Zima and
Okay.
Nishan.
Okay. This is cool. This is cool. Okay. We just wait. We can like if you want we can start now, but like we will go again to the like I will put a little intro video. I will go to now I'll go to the backstage, and I will put an intro video, then I will go to the backstage, and then we can start. Is it okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Paz. So hi everyone. This is the third day of our workshop. Like we started talking about the concepts of word building and this like we're making this step by step approach where we understand how can we facilitate our building methods. And on the second day we talked about creating top down view plans, drawings, sketches, and making blockouts. Then we can start bringing the final 3D meshes for the scenes. And today I'm gonna be talking exactly about this uploading part inside of Anitya and choosing the 3D mesh, like choosing we can upload the okay. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about the media files that we can upload inside of Anitya, the different types of files that we can upload, and like how to choose the best ones, and how like talking about the performance that the performance cost between choosing one or another, and also checking some tools, some platforms where we can find some like medias for our word building process. So I'm gonna start about like talking about the objects that we can implement inside an Anitya are actually 3D objects. The type of file that we use is a GLB file. This is a very common file for web projects because it's more optimized. The textures are already embedded. There are different ways to compress it. You can already bring stuff like with several different textures inside one file, and it's not very heavy. Actually it's very light usually. And you can like let me show. If you have like a blender file like this one, this is a fashion store. This is inside blender. You can uh, export it very easily here as a GLTF or a GLB. And when you do it, you're gonna have this screen in here, like this fashion store, and then you can. There are several different ways to do it. You can either select the full scene and import the full scene, but this has a performance cost. Usually it's better if you separate into different chunks, and then you is a project that I got from Sketchfab, and with the PNG textures it was like 90 megabytes, and with the JPEG format on the materials it is like 78. And then after exporting, you can easily come here inside of anitya and upload this asset in here, and then it's gonna be inside of your objects, and you can like bring it to your scene by only dragging and dropping inside of the scene. And there are some warehouse, some marketplaces that you can find nice 3Ds. Like if you don't have lots of knowledge to build your own 3Ds, or if you are like starting to do now, starting like 3D building now, there are lots of places where you can find very nice projects. Like Sketchfab is one of those places. On Sketchfab, it is a marketplace, but they also have like some free assets. If you just need to let me show the main lobby page for them, and in here you can search for the 3D file that you want. Let's say I want an apartment, and you can check the downloadable ones. The downloadable ones, because some of the files that are in here on Sketchfab are in here only for like showcasing, but the downloadable ones are gonna show the ones that you can purchase or the ones that you can download for free. And there are some things that we need to take care of when we are bringing 3D files to a web project, which is the number of polygons, the number of triangles, and also the size of the file, the size of the textures. The thing is, when we use 2K textures, which is the resolution of 2048 per 2048, usually it consumes a lot of RAM memory. That's why we usually prefer projects that uses 1K or less than that textures. This for a web solution like Anitya. Of course, you can use some 2K textures, but knowing that this has a performance cost for your project and maybe for low-end devices like people that can access very nice computers, maybe can have like issues for rendering very heavy textures. So when you are here inside of Sketchfab, you can check it out in here, the amount of triangles of the project. When you select a 3D file that you like, let's say like this apartment here is a nice apartment, and then you can see the number of triangles in here. And if you click it in here to download, or if you buy it, you're also gonna have the same like instructions like that. You can see that you can choose between, look, they are using 4K texture. This is too much for a web project. We have to be careful about it, or we're gonna be consuming a lot of RAM memory. And in here we have this 1K texture size, 10 megabytes. It's a nice nice file size for us. GLB, always GLB. The GLTF, what's the difference between those? The GLTF is going to separate the 3D into a file and the textures into a folder. This is good if you want to manipulate your 3D object. Like imagine that you want to change the texture somehow, change the color of something, and then you can download the texture separately, and then you can inside of your preferred 3D software, Maya, Blender, Cinema 4D. You can make the changes that you want and like realign the textures with the 3D files again. But this is a more like complex process. Like if you are a beginner on for 3D, or if you are just like starting to build, you can come to Sketchfab and you can download this 1K texture size. Almost all the free projects that Sketchfab has the option of 1K texture size, and use the GLB version, because the textures are going to be already embedded to the objects. There are also other ways to find 3D objects, like beside your own 3D software, besides Sketchfab. Like if you are more into architecture projects, or you need to find something like a 3D mock-up of something that already exists, there is this 3D warehouse. It's also a very nice marketplace. Usually, it works more if you use SketchUp, and then you need to convert inside of SketchUp for GLB to upload on anitya. But like, imagine that you wanna find like a stadium, like I don't know, Allianz Arena, something that already like exists, and then they have lots of those projects in here with different when you select, you can see that they show the polygon count, very low poly count. This is very nice. Like the file size 1.1 megabyte is very nice. But this is usually more used on like architecture mockups, architecture projects, or if you're doing some urbanism project, you can also use it. But it's like another way to find nice 3Ds for your project. And another very nice tool that we use a lot, like actually some of our objects that are in here, like let me show this miscellaneous one. I know we have some like this arcade video game here. It's made with this AI tool. It's called Genie, which is a very nice AI tool. I was just like creating some stuff in here to show you guys, but it's an AI tool from Luma AI, and then you can like use a prompt, use a text to generate a 3D file. Here are some examples of 3D files that they generate, and I really like it. I think that if you don't ask for very complex stuff, they can deliver very nice graphics, like this cactus in here, like this crystal in here. Like you can see that it's already something that is happening, like this AI 3D creation, and it facilitates a lot the process to build. Like imagine if you want to build a school, or I don't know, like this industrial facility that you need specific assets. Like those are three of the main marketplaces, or 3D generators that we use, and I think that they all are very nice. They have lots of options, lots of different graphic options. Like in here we have like apartments that are like that, with lots of polygons. Like actually not a lot, 40K. The number of polygons that we like to use for 3D projects, usually I don't like to use more than 200K, 250K for the whole project. Sometimes we need to use more than that. And like you usually like I've seen projects inside of anitya with more than 1 million triangles. This fashion store that I showed here in blender is already inside of anitya, and they have like 1 million triangles, and it's running well on my machine here. So it's doable. If you need like more heavy stuff, it's not gonna be necessarily a problem if your computer can handle it. But like to like in terms of accessibility for people to be more uh, I don't know, democratic. mm, Conradinho is asking for my help now, but I think he forgot that I am on the workshop. Please, can someone warn Conrad that I can't help him now and send him a message? I will be very thankful. And continuing here, like these 1 million, 1,050,000 triangles, like you can do it, but it's gonna have this performance cost. And I lost myself now, got distracted. Gonna come back to Anitya. So those are the main places where we find the 3D models that we can upload in here, or we create our own. Like of course you can create your own stuff. You can, but just remember that when you're creating, there are things that consumes more of the performance, and like not only the poly count, but the type of polygons that you have. Like let me show a very like it's gonna be something specific, but I think it's gonna be helpful. Like when we are building 3D environments, there are like things that we need to consider. Like our avatar needs to collide sometimes with an object. Okay, our avatar needs to collide with an object. The light setups that we put inside of our project needs to generate some kind of shadows, and all of that is gonna be processed like that. Like you have the light information or the collision information, and then you have the mesh, the 3D mesh that you created. And if you don't use like either triangles or quads, like quads, it's when you have a face with 4 vertices, and triangles, it's when you have a face with with 3 vertices. Like let's say we have these those 2 faces in there. There is a easiest way to just transform this into a triangle, but whatever. Like if you don't use this kind of 3D topology, triangles or quads, usually you can have like collision issues. Usually you can have like light rendering issues, because like there is this kind of polygon. Imagine that you want to do a hole in here, and then you just cut it off, but then you created here a same polygon with 12 vertices. And the name of this is n-gon, and it's not good when we have it. So if you're starting now on 3D, don't do it because this has performance costs, this has collision costs. Is way better if you try to transform everything inside of your project into triangles or squares, like or quad. So I think that those are all the considerations that I wanted to bring on this 3D object part. When like this is an example here is Anitya logo with some marble texture, and you can see that in here you will have the properties panel for this 3D mesh, and you can enable the collision or not. Like you can choose if this is going to be a collidable object or not. And like by collidable object, it means that your avatar is going to collide with it or is going to pass through it. And there are 4 different types of collision that we use. Let me show the collision so we can see. We have the original collisions. we have the optimized collision, we have the simple collision, which is usually more optimized, and we have the box collision. So imagine that you are building a place with a lot of chairs, I don't know, chairs, tables, stuff like that, that are like complex objects sometimes, sometimes not, but sometimes they are complex objects, and you don't want the avatar to sit down or to do whatever. So it's best if you use the box collision for those ones, because then you have like this box around it that are only four faces, like very small amount of triangles. You don't need to recreate the collision mesh, because when you enable the collision, you create a mesh around this 3D object that is gonna be the collider. And then, like, if you are building something with a lots of assets or lots of complex assets, sometimes it's better if you don't even like bring the enable the collision for like everything, or if you enable, you use the box collision for those like simple stuff. Of course, if you need like a stair, if you need like a tree that you have the leaves and the trunk, if you use a box collision, you're gonna have a box around everything, and you cannot stay underneath the tree. This is a very, I don't know, whatever example, but it's just like saying this, like choosing the collision is also a part of caring about the performance of your project. So I'm gonna jump into the audio components now. We have two different types of audio component. We have the 3D audio and we have the global audio. The 3D audio is actually my favorite one of my favorite components, because I work with audio since, I don't know, since I am a teenager. And then the 3D audio is basically a spatial audio. Is an audio that is going to play for you depending on your position, like the position of your avatar. So if you are more to the right, it's going to play more into your right ear. If you are more to the left, more into your left ear. Depends where you're looking at. If you are inside the VR, it's very immersive. And actually, like, I worked some years ago with a lot of like audio people for like making immersive experiences for music solutions. And the thing is that you can create an immersive experience only using audio. You can create a very nice immersive experience for someone. I don't know if people here from Brazil, if you already went to Inhotim, the opened galleries that you have, and they have lots of immersive experiences in there that are basically you are into a hall, a hangar, and there are like several audios. There are several monitors that are playing different audios, like surrounding you, and it's very nice. And this you can do inside of our platform. This is something you can do inside of anitya. You can create your own audio experience for, I don't know, whatever purpose you want to. And actually, like, it makes everything way more immersive. Like when you have this garden room and you put like bird audios, you put like water sound, you use whatever, like all those different audio solutions to create this real environment around the person. It makes a lot of difference for the user, like to like, so I am into some place here, and the nice thing is that you can position it. Like, let me select the audio and show how it works. Audio 3D here. You can position your audio in here, and you can also select the distance that you want the audio to be, like to play the radius of this audio. So in here, if I want this audio to play basically on my whole room, I can increase this number here. And if I want it to play only where it was before, I can decrease in here. And it's nice because you have visual information of this of what you are doing, so you can like prepare your scene based on this information. It's actually a very nice setup that we have here. Uh, like this trigger and autoplay dynamic is something that we have for lots of components. I'm gonna show in a while animated 3D objects, and you're gonna see that we have something very similar to that. This is the logic that we use to gamify the components that we have. So, like, we have this 3D audio component in here, and we can uh, choose if it's gonna be autoplayed, and by autoplay it means that it's gonna play when the platform loads, and then you can choose to autoplay and to loop. And then imagine this bird audio, you want it to be playing all the time, then you select the autoplay, you select the loop, and it's going to be looped and playing since you load the project. But if you want it to be triggered by something, you need to choose in here. So we have this entity here, which is this trigger pickup, and then we just need to drag the information of the place that we want to be the trigger. We just need to drag it inside of this trigger entity box, and then you can also check the visibility to see the radius of this trigger. And what does that mean? It means that when your avatar touches that area, the audio is gonna start playing. But if you want the avatar to not only touches, to not like trigger only by the avatar collision, but if you want to provide the user more, uh, more, I forgot the word. If you wanna give the user more like the ability to choose when to play, you can check this interactable button here. And when the avatar is enter the area of this trigger that you just chosen, that you just selected, it's gonna appear like press F to interact, like this interact key, F interact, and then you press F on the keyboard, and then it plays the audio. This is very nice because sometimes you want to create some gamification that you don't necessarily want to wants to happen like right away. Sometimes it's good, like if you're making an NPC conversation that you want to happen, like you get close to this NPC, and then the NPC starts talking to you. Then you can use this triggered by the area of the avatar. But like imagine that you are that you want to create this gamification where the user needs to choose something to trigger, and then you don't want it to be like by area, then you use the interactable one. This is like the 3D audio, and the global audio is basically an audio that plays in the stereo for everyone. You just need to set up the volume, and it's basically in here you have the other audio. You just need to set up the volume, autoplay, loop, or trigger, but you don't need to set up like distance because it's not going to be related to the avatar position. So I think audio is done. I'm going to jump into images. So here on the images, we are accepting PNGs and we are accepting JPEG format. JPEG are the lighter ones. Usually it's good for performance to use, but if you want to use like transparent images, I think that this is something that we are actually improving now. Like we were having some issues with transparency, but now we are like improving and fixing it. If you want like you to use transparent images, you can use transparent PNGs. And here, oh, this we have this move rotate scale because we wanted to show that we have these different setups for both images in here. This first image, we didn't check it, the double-sided option, so it's only going to render the front view. And the other one, this one in here, the right image, we selected the double side. Oh, crazy! The move rotate scale is over the. Let me record so I can report this bug. So okay, in here we selected the double sided, so you can see both sides of the image. And in here we have the videos. The videos also, we have two different ways to make it play. You can choose to autoplay the video. You can choose to be like in a loop forever, and you can also choose to hide the video controls, which is very nice because imagine that you're doing this museum or this art gallery, and you want some video to be playing like all the time, playing, and then like it doesn't matter if you are inside or outside the room, the video is going to be there, and the user don't have the control to stop it. This is very common for galleries, or I don't know, for some facilities that you want it to be there, like exposed. And then you can hide the video controls here inside the builder. You're gonna have the controls, but when you run the application, you're gonna see that the controls are not gonna be here, and you can like change the brightness, you can change the volume here, you can put it in full screen, all that. But if you hide it, people are going to see the video the way it is. And if you don't hide it, people like the other users, since we're talking about a multiplayer environment, everyone is gonna have access to these panels in here. This is looped autoplay, so once you load, it's gonna start playing and it's gonna play forever. This other video in here, it's different. It's not autoplay. We needed to put a trigger. Same dynamic, same logic for all the triggers inside of anitya. That's what we want to do. We want to have like a very nice and easy and logic for people to work on, and like you learn once, you know like for all the components, and this is a very nice thing from us. And this video is triggered by this trigger here, where it is here, trigger video. It is inside here. So same thing, you just need to drag the trigger that you wanna put inside the trigger box. You can change if the collision is gonna be visible. In this case, this is the radius here. And then like I don't wanna hide the video controls, I don't want it to be looped, and I don't want to trigger this like this autoplay. I want the character to arrive in this floor mark, this game mark, and then the video really starts playing. I think that I passed through all our four main media types that we can upload inside Anitya, and I'd like to open the stage for you guys to talk. I'm gonna make like this pause to listen to see if you guys have some doubts or even suggestions, or if you guys want to show projects that you are already doing, and we can talk about, and like we can use this other half of the workshop to not like only me showing and talking, but also having your project shown in here, and then we can talk and continue it like that. Maybe someone wants to come here to help me on that. Zima, can you do you want to come to the stage and show the project that you were building the last workshop, maybe? Or someone else can come to the stage. Maybe Nishan or Aishawarya. I would love to hear about you guys, like first time that you are on the workshop, and if you don't wanna like come to the stage and talk, you can use the chat in here also to talk to us. But I would really like to hear from you. So I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if someone responds. If not, I will continue here. Oh, I see. Aishwarya is typing. So are you guys already using anitya? Also Nishant and Zima, I know that it's using. Are you guys already building something? Don't you wanna like come to the stage and talk a little bit? One of you, you just need to ask to talk, and then I can bring you to the stage. I think I will feel a little bit less separated from everyone. I love to join, but this is my first session. I will join you next time. Okay, but where like what's your area of work? Like you want to build it for game purposes, education purposes? Like I would love to hear more about why you choose Anitya to work on and to understand, like really have a conversation. Okay, did I allowed? Yes, here.
Hi, hi, Vitor.
Hi.
So this is Nishan, and me and Aishwarya, we are from Entrepreneurs of Tomorrow. It's a non-profit organization,
Uh-huh.
and so we are actually building a curriculum for the youth entrepreneurs that we have currently, and we are looking at different options as to how we can facilitate this curriculum. So what essentially we want to do is use Anita, or this is one of our options that we have to see how we can incorporate the curriculum in a fun way for the students. And so we actually didn't know that this is a 3 day course, and we thought that was the only session. So I didn't know that, or me and yeah, we didn't know that there were two other sessions. So yeah, so we just saw this and then we just joined to know
But
more about this.
I think that the two previous session was more like conceptual about word building, like not only mine, but like some word building process on sketching stuff, blocking out stuff. I think that this is the first one that we are really talking about the components that we have inside of the platform, and you can also. I imagine that those sessions, the previous one, are recorded, so you can take a look at it. We also have these tutorials on how to use, and very nice that you're considering Anitya for this project. I would love to see more in the future. You can feel free to reach out to me. I'm here, like I use Anitya every day for 2 years, so I'm here to help you, everyone. Like I know the ways inside of the platform to do some very nice stuff, and I would really like to exchange this knowledge with you all. So nice that you are here.
Yeah, thanks, Victor. Yeah, so yeah, well, let's do. Let me and Aishwarya we do some more research and homework, and then we'll come back to you definitely if we have any issues or clarifications that we need answered.
Sure,
Thanks
and
once
you
again.
you can use the community channel, the general one, if you wanna uh, share with more people. But if you wanna do like private sessions with me, you can also do it, and we can schedule some time to like open a niche together, and you can tell me the project that you wanna build, and then we can like start thinking on next steps. How you feel about that?
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Let me just consult with my other team members and
Okay.
rest of them, and then I will definitely get back to you. Is this the contact point, or is this the method I use to get to you?
Sorry.
Is this the way I contact you through Discord? If
And I think I didn't understand the question. Like, if is this the?
is this the way that I contact you? Is do I contact you through Discord?
Oh no, Discord. Yeah, through Discord. Yes, you can contact me through
Okay,
Discord. Everything it's
okay,
inside here, man. Like this. Actually, like our Discord. It's not only like for like getting help and stuff like that, but we want to create a community around Anitya because we want to see what like other people are building and grow together with the users of the platform, because we know that like we are on a beta stage. We want to launch more and more updates every time, and actually those updates they comes from like users perspectives, and also like bug hunting from our part. So it's very important that we are active here on the Discord. So we have more tools to understand where we can improve our platform for everyone that is using. By the end, we want to be a very easy and nice platform for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Victor. I'll get back to
Okay.
you.
Okay. So I think I will continue the to show like some other stuff. I'm gonna actually save here this project and play it so you guys can see how it is on the game mode. This is a very technical project. I know it's not very beautiful, but I think to show like all those components is very it's good. Okay, so in here you can choose your avatar. I don't want to use this dude. Like let's say I want to use, I don't know, this girl here. Okay, so here we have the objects that I was showing. In here we have the audio. I'm gonna get close to listen. I don't know if it's gonna be hearable for you guys because I'm sharing the whole screen, but the audio is playing for me now. And if I get out of the audio sphere, it's gonna like it already stopped playing. And if I turn left, right, or left, it makes a total difference. Like I have those two sound monitors here, and you can see the pan changing. In here we put it some like ideas on of how we set up the properties panel. In here we have the interactable global audio. So if I play here, I can hear this sound, but everyone would hear this sound. It's different from the spatial audio. And in here you can see the images. One is one-sided, the other one is double-sided. One you can see only one face and the other one not. Like this is also good for performance, guys. If you wanna like improve performance, there are like lots of things that we can do to make it happen. And using only one-sided image is also a good way to improve it. And sometimes you don't want the user to like be able to see like both sides of the image. I see that this video is still loading. I think it's a heavy video, but now reloaded. So in here you have the double-sided one. And the videos, as you can see, we have the, oh, I forgot to remove the controls, but we have the autoplay version in here that is looped and like playing forever. You see that you don't have the time of the video, the duration of the video in here because it's like forever and ever. And in here we have the video with the controls panel and and I forgot to mention, but the files that we use for videos are OGV files. That like you can find very easy to use tools inside the like web converters where you can put your MP4 in there, and then they are gonna send back a convert into OGV files, and then you can use this file here inside of Anitya. We want in the future to create this automatic conversion inside of the tool. Like you put your OGV or your MP4 files in there, and then like on the back end we convert into OGV. But this is like future talking. For now, you need to do it on your own. But it's a good thing that we use OGV because it's more it's lighter, It's best for performance, and we are always thinking on performance because we're building a we want to build a very accessible tool, and we also want to build a light tool in the way that everyone can use it and everyone can run it, and then using like those kinds of formats, OGV, or like for objects GLB. Those are like good formats for web. Audios are MP3. Like I forgot to talk about the formats, right? Like audios are like MP3, and images JPEG or PNG formats. Like I'm gonna show now how we did this movement here. Uh, going to come back to the editor. But this is gonna be like a spoiler from the last workshop. The not the last, but the next. I'm sorry, for the next workshop. That is gonna be the last of the four classes that we are providing, because we're gonna be talking about gamifications, and then you guys could see that we use it a gamification for those images. When you get close to the image, it turns around, it flips like 180 degrees to show the other side. And then what we're doing is like one nice thing about our product is that you have the main component, like image component, then you have the image in here, like the image. You have the transform is where you can change the directions of the scale, position, rotation of your component. And the nice thing is that you can keep adding components over the same entity. So like you can add the gamification components, but you can also add a teleporter, so this image is gonna behave as a teleporter. So this is a very nice thing. You can like keep adding things over the same component. You can add an audio 3D inside of an image, then trigger this audio. Like you can add a basic animation. It's what we did. This animation we use the move, rotate, scale component. It's very simple to use. Like you just need to click here on stage one, and on the transform you select the position, rotate, and scale for the stage one, and then you click on the stage two to select the position, rotation, and scale from the stage two. I know that in here it doesn't seem that it's making a difference, but it's actually making, because we flipped it 360 degrees. That's why both are like facing you. But you can see here on the y-axis the rotation flips 360 degrees, and then you can select the easy type. This will be like if it's gonna be a linear animation, or if it's gonna have like the velocity of the animation, the speed of the animation is gonna be faster on the beginning and then slow down, or the opposite way. Like those are the easy types that we have: ease in, ease out, ease in, and then it gets faster, and out it slows down again. And then you can choose the duration of this animation. If you put it in zero, you're not gonna see a difference here, because it's both ways it's facing forward. But if you have like, I don't know, if you have it to on the stage two, decrease the scale, it would happen like immediately. You collide to the trigger and then immediately happens. But if you choose like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, you can actually see the progress of this animation between the two keyframes. We here call state. If you are more into 3D, you're probably calling it keyframe, but it's state here in Anitya. And same logic of videos, audios, 3D meshes with animations. You have the trigger. You need to have an entity here, or an object that you want to be the trigger, and then you just need to drag and drop inside of the trigger box. You can check out the collision visibility, and like everything, check out interactable. Same logic for that. And but this is a spoiler, because I'm gonna be talking about all those in here we actually have a word only about it, about the trigger types and about the actions that we can make. And this is going to be the next workshop talking about these gamification methods and how can we build like nice gaming with anitya. And also I'm going to try to talk about the different light setups. That is going to be very, very fast because actually I think I might do it now because we still have 10 minutes, and I don't think that more people are coming from to the stage. So I'm gonna open this and do a very brief talk about our light setups, and then we can finalize it for today, and then we have the next week only focusing on the gamification methods that I think is gonna be nice for you guys that are like you say you guys are starting building now or are still gonna make researches. So like you research over the environment, the 3Ds, and if you wanna talk to me, we can schedule. But if you wanna wait for next week, we can do like this gamification workshop, and then you can continue creating your experiences. Like in here, we have the different types of light setups. This is the directional light. It also works like as a sun. That's why we have this sun gizmo here. And the idea of the directional light is like one direction that is going to illuminate all the scene. So if I come here and change the rotation, like the position, it doesn't matter, it's not gonna make a difference, it only matters the rotation. So if I change here the rotation, you can see on the shadows that I am illuminating the scene on, you can see there's an arrow here on the direction that I'm choosing. And then you can ask to enable shadows. It works very fine with the skybox that you set up that I talked over the last workshops, where you can enable or disable shadows. I actually like to enable because I think it's more realistic to have it. And then you can change the energy, the specular. The specular is like how much it reflects the not the light, like the origin of the light reflecting on an object. So if you have this very a very, like if you have one objects that has like low roughness, you're gonna see actually the light origin reflecting on it. And if you have it zero, you're not gonna see it. You're gonna see that like it loses this reflection, but it's still lighting up. You can still see like more brightness on one side and more dark on the other side. And you can also choose the color. Like if you are building a more sunny experience, you can use more yellow lighting. But how this is more like I'm using like those white lights. Here we have the same infos that I provided you guys. This in here is the Omni light. You can see the gizmo, that the gizmo shows the range of this light. You can increase or decrease it. You can increase or decrease the attenuation, which is like this threshold in here for the light range. And the specularity is the same thing that I was saying on the directional light, and in here the energy. And for the end, we have the spotlight, which is works like a flashlight that it's pointed to somewhere. You can also enable shadows or not. It's not very good to like illuminate a full scene like the directional light, but it's good to illuminate like specific stuff like that. And it's very nice that you also have the real time shadows, and then you can use it to, I don't know, fashion stores you usually use it to illuminate like clothing, or if you have this specific asset that you want to be highlighted, you can use it to highlight it, because only like having the asset, the spotlight, and the shadow of the asset on the floor already highlights this asset inside of a 3D environment. So like this frame here. So yeah, we have those three spotlight, omni light, directional light. Yeah, we have those three types of lighting inside of our platform. And I think that's it actually for today. I think that I covered everything on the uploadables, now on the light setups, and next week we can talk about gamification processes. I'm gonna stop sharing. I don't know if someone wants to join and make like this closure speech. Maybe Pedro, maybe Paz, maybe Danielle also. So should I'm gonna thank everyone to like for separating this time and coming here and having this interest on the platform. And then okay, thanks Daniel. I think I'm not very good on this speeches
No,
to
no, no, you're great.
finalize
You're
it for
great.
me.
No, I just wanted to remind everyone about the competition as well.
Oh yeah.
We have everything on the channels, the contests, the about and prizes. So I just wanted to remind and thank everyone. Thank you, Victor.
Okay, so thanks everyone. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna get out of the stage, and you can reach out to me here on Discord. I'm a very open to talk person. Just like I can provide my the link for my agenda, and we can schedule sometimes to like uh, use Anitya together and see how can we build nice stuff. Thank you all. I'm gonna stop here.